Yeah, I think even the term cause is a really difficult term, and in science it's quite debated whether or not there is causality and things like that, because I think the best thing you can take away from the complexity of all those conversations is simply that there are actions and there are reactions to actions. Imparting causality into that says something about that relationship that may or may not be true, but there definitely are actions and reactions. And causality usually is kind of like a much more macro idea where you have webs of causality. But nothing in the universe is really ever that one single thing causes one single other thing. It's usually webs of causality. There are multiple things that are happening across time and space that lead to the emergence of some condition or some effect.
Yeah.
And so really seeing the network of relationships that is behind causality is critical.
Yes.
Absolutely critical.
Yes, and so maybe that can segue us into sort of bias, the way we're biased. And like, for example, in relation, I know in distinctions we're biased to see identities, not others.
Yes.
In systems, we sort of are better at seeing parts
than wholes.
Yeah. So what does that hold for R?
We tend to see action more than reaction.
Meaning the thing that happens.
Yeah, the thing that,
Something happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I threw the ball. Mm-hmm. We see I threw the ball more than he caught the ball. We see, I went running more than the pavement supported me.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
We tend to see more actions than reactions.
Or in personal relationships, like you did this.
Yep.
And I'm not paying attention to how I reacted to that, which is causing that interdynamic.
So I see what you did, but I don't see my reaction. That's a better example than the ones I gave. No, it is.
I'm just kidding. So we see that bias, the same kind of bias as we do in the other things. The other thing I know that when we talk about the Dunning-Kruger effect. Mm-hmm. So what's interesting about that is, it seems to me we're overconfident in all of these things, distinction, systems, but
we think we're better at relationships than we are.
But our competence level is the lowest
in relationships. Absolutely.
So that gap might actually be higher.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It's concerning. It goes beyond interesting. It's concerning that relationships are so important to see and to understand. In order to understand systems of any kind, and by systems I mean your kids are systems, schools are systems, your business is a system, your marriage is a system, like all the systems that you care about, all the systems that are important to you are systems. And in order to understand those systems, you must understand the relationships.
Yes.
And so it becomes very concerning if we are literally not seeing the relationships and not good at it, and we think we're pretty good at it, and we're not.
Yeah. Well, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, many people that I've talked to and you've talked to have said in the last 5 years, it just seems like nobody can talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like that there's just all of this difficulty interpersonally. There's a lot of conflict.
For sure.
There's just all kind, and then there's polarization, and all of the things that we're seeing at a larger level are because of that. Mm-hmm. In terms of effect, and why we need to be able and learn to see the relationships. Remember, we talked about the fish tank study related to the other two.
Yeah, we saw the same effect in our relationships.
Yeah,
teach them a 1 minute. Written intervention, so a 1 minute treatment, less than 1 minute. And we saw highly statistically significant results in terms of increases in complexity and robustness around their thinking.
Yeah.
Just about something, a scene, the fish tank scene.
Right.
So again, just being aware of relationships and action-reaction elements makes you more a more robust, more adaptive, more complex thinker.